Welcome to the Reborn Podcast, where we delve deep into the psychology of everyday experiences. I'm your host, Tony Burgess, and today we explore a captivating theme that resonates with many of us. The paradox, wait for this is important, the paradox of effort. We'll unpack the layers of detachment, insecurity, and the intriguing balance between measuring input versus output in our personal and professional lives. Stay with us as we dive into why sometimes, even when we achieve the same as others, we feel less. Imagine two individuals both achieving remarkable results in their field. On paper, their success mirrors each other, yet internally their experiences are worlds apart. One feels a profound sense of accomplishment, while the other, let's call him Alex, perceives their achievements as lackluster. Alex knows they're not putting in their full potential, only about 20% of their true capability. Despite having the same outcome as their peer who might be giving their all, Alex is caught in a spiral of self-doubt and detachment. We recently spoke with an expert in the field, and what they told us was when individuals measure their input rather than just the output, they engage in a more realistic self-assessment. It's crucial for maintaining a healthy perspective on one's achievements and understanding one's true potential. This input versus output evaluation, it helps explain why some of us, like Alex, might feel detached or less enthused about our accomplishments. Let's just take this further. The concept of giving your all, reaching that 100% effort, is inherently inspiring. However, it's also about working smarter, not harder. As Alex mentioned, there's a limit to how many hours one can work and how much effort one can exert. This brings us to a pivotal point, the balance between effort and leverage. Leveraging skills, technology, and teamwork can amplify what we can achieve within the same hours, compared to sheer effort. For those who find themselves in Alex's shoes, feeling detached despite evident success, consider these steps. Step number 1, reflect on your effort. Honestly assess how much of your potential you are utilizing. Number 2, set realistic goals. Align your goals with actual capacity to avoid burnout. So number 1, reflect on your effort. Number 2, set realistic goals. Number 3, seek feedback. Sometimes external perspectives can provide insights into our efforts and accomplishments that we might overlook. So step number 1, reflect on your effort. 2, set realistic goals. And 3, seek feedback. Number 4 is balance effort and leverage. Utilize tools and teams to enhance your productivity without overextending yourself. This is something that, as a business owner especially, has been crucial for me. Utilizing tools, utilizing teams, because there are so many things that, as a business owner, there's so many moving parts. And if I were to be the moving part, the guy controlling every single aspect, can I make a good business? Sure. Can I make a great business? No. So you have to release that control. You have to give that control to someone else because there's just way too many things. So, for example, I'm a real estate investor. One of the most tedious tasks that I have to do is title work. Okay, so transaction coordinating. That is paperwork, coordinating with people, whatever, right? Making sure there's no liens on the property. And that's draining, right? But I can either hire someone who's a professional for this. I can hire, a company that's done thousands of transactions, or I can hire a VA to do that and train them, give them all the training, perfect, and great. Now that's handled. And that's costing me maybe $500 per transaction, which I can then charge to the other party. Okay. But at $500 is saving me peace of mind. And what's most important to me right now is my sales. And so if I can sell at a better level because I'm not stressed out by all this transaction coordinating, the business will inherently be a greater business. To dive even deeper, let's address some frequently asked questions. These are questions that I've asked myself. These are questions that have honestly probably been self-doubt for myself and I believe many, many, many others. First one is, what if I can never give 100%? And I'll be honest, this isn't one that I've dealt with too much, but I've dealt with the opposite end. Okay, I've dealt with, hey, I need to give 100%, 110%, and then it's burnout on the back end. So I want you to realize it's important to recognize that 100% can vary daily. Some days might be, 50% is your best, and that's okay. Especially those of you who are older, those of you who have families, children, wives, husbands, those of you who have more responsibilities to take care of. You might have some emergency come up that, hey, we don't have someone who can help handle this. We don't have someone, as we were just talking about, that can, tools or a team that can help with this. I have to go here, help my mom move, right? So some days 50% might be your 100%. And I'll tell you this right now, 50% is not just 50% better than 0%. It's infinitely better than 0%. So as long as one of my mentors, they talk about 1% better every day. And I think I'm not the best at math, all right? But I think if you improve 1% every day, imagine where you'll be at the end of the year. Let's say you're making $1,000 today. In one day, okay, perfect. Tomorrow I'm improving 1%, so that's 1,010. By the end of the year, do you know how much money I'm making? Do you know how my business is booming? 1% a day is better than nothing. How do I stop comparing myself to others? Woo! Yep. I think we all have been there, right? So focus on your journey and your milestones. Comparison, while natural, is rarely a fair metric due to differing circumstances and capacities. I know people who are behind me in business and life and, health, etc. I know people who are on the same level, and I know tons of people who are ahead of me. For example, I was actually at a workshop last month, okay? And I met this trio, 3 entrepreneurs, all working together, co-founders, right? And I came in there, I'm like, man, I'm making 6 figures a month, I'm doing well, this, and that. And they're like, oh, man, that's good for you. Like, and they, not to say anything bad about them. They were not disingenuous at all. They were great people to meet, but they showed me like, hey, that's awesome, but this is what we're doing. Okay. So, and I do think that comparing yourself to others sometimes, to a very, 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 very small extent. So if you're new to it, I would not suggest it, but to a small extent can be healthy. I'd refer to it to compare myself to my past and to who I want to be in the future. Okay. But, being around those co-founders, that was inspiring, right? I didn't compare myself to them, but that was inspiring. Okay. The third one is feeling detached from my accomplishments normal? And the truth is, it can be, especially if you know you're not maximizing your potential. This attachment can be a signal to reevaluate our goals and your effort levels. So again, what if I can never give 100%? 1% is better than nothing. How do I stop comparing myself to others? Focus on your journey, your milestones. Where do I want to be? Where was I in the past? And is feeling detached from my accomplishments normal? It certainly can be, especially if you know you're not fulfilling your potential. As we wrap up today's episode of the Reborn Podcast, remember, the journey is about balance and understanding oneself just as much as it is about reaching peak performance. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to join us next time as we continue to explore the depths of our mind and behaviors. Until then, keep striving, keep reflecting, and most importantly, keep balancing. I know we all love that as entrepreneurs. No work-life balance. Hope you guys have a great week. Blessed one. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. See you on the next